What's up, rich friend? Today we're talking about why looking poor isn't just a good move. It's an underrated wealth strategy that can actually give you a major edge. And I'm not talking about just saving a few dollars here and there. I'm talking about strategic, big picture moves that set you up for wealth in ways that most people miss. So if you're ready to hear why keeping things low key can catapult you further than flaunting your cash, stay with me. This is going to be one of those videos you wish you'd seen sooner.
We getting money, money, money. When Jameer sharing gems with a getting money, money, money. Getting a line, growing money and time. Getting money, money, money. It's your life, trying to give more life. Getting money, money.
Before we dive in, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, hit that bell for notifications so you never miss any of these money insights. And if you're ready for some powerful and practical hacks to get you to 7 figures and beyond, join me and my rich friends. The link is in the description and is pinned to the top of the comments. Here's today's question that I want you to answer for me in the comments. Do you think it's better to look wealthy or to play it low key? Let me know what you think in the comments. Story time. Once upon a time, I had a gorgeous cherry red BMW. Hardtop convertible, and I drove it everywhere. But it brought me so many problems. From people and companies trying to overcharge me for services because they assumed that I had the money, to my then cleaning lady literally stealing my clothes because she thought I wouldn't notice because I quote unquote had so many, to other people and even friends borrowing money from me and then having the audacity to catch an attitude when I would ask for my money back because if I had all this money, why was I worried about the little money that they owed me? Child, look in the park and bring a whole lot of problems. So let's talk about why looking poor is actually your way to level up. Let's start with the mindset behind stealth wealth, a term that means growing your wealth quietly and strategically. This isn't just about looking modest. It's about creating a financial advantage. When you practice stealth wealth, you're training yourself to think like the ultra wealthy, who understand the truth that most people ignore. The more invisible your wealth is, the more freedom you have to make powerful money moves without scrutiny, pressure, or unwanted attention. Think of it like this. When you're not flaunting your wealth, you can maneuver in ways that people who are showing off just cannot. You're not obligated to keep up appearances or feel trapped by your own image. In other words, stealth wealth keeps your options open that others just don't have. And that's the first rule of wealth building. Keep as many options as possible because more options means more control. Next, invisibility can be a tool for better deals. Here's something that most people don't realize. When you look like you got the money, vendors, service providers, even investment partners often assume that they can charge you more or pitch you higher priced products. But when you keep things low key, you're operating with way better leverage. You can negotiate better rates, push for deals they wouldn't otherwise offer you, and even fly under the radar to get access to opportunities that aren't as accessible to someone who looks like they have deep pockets. Let's take real estate as an example. I've literally seen people walk into deals where the seller assumes that they can just stretch the price because the buyer looks like they've got the money for it. But when you play it down, just play it low key, you get access to the same opportunities without the inflated prices. Now let's talk about the chameleon strategy. This is one of my favorite approaches. It's about blending in and adapting to your environment without calling attention to yourself. In business, when people don't know what you have, you get a chance to move and learn strategically without the noise of others' assumptions. For instance, if you're networking or entering new spaces where you're trying to meet people, playing it low key means you get authentic insights from people who aren't trying to impress you or pitch you something. When people think you're not wealthy, they're more transparent about their own situations, how they operate, and even how they view opportunities. This helps you gather real information and spot gaps where you can quietly move in. The chameleon strategy also keeps you adaptable. Where you're not boxed in to create a wealthy image, you're free to pivot, experiment, and grow. Remember, true wealth is about staying nimble and maximizing opportunities. Looking low-key buys you that freedom. What's up, rich friend? It's your girl, Gwen Jameer, and I've got a few questions for you. First, are you tired of feeling like the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer? Aren't you sick of hearing in the news that some rich so-and-so only paid $75 or $50 in taxes, but the IRS never seems to give you any kind of breaks? What about the fact that the rich keep getting all these perks and benefits and advantages that you never seem to have any access to? Well, the gatekeepers are finally gone. You are invited into My Rich Friends, a game-changing membership where we meet every single week to dive into the money moves and the strategies typically only reserved for the 1%. From exclusive content and advanced strategies to in-person events and elite guest speakers, this is not just a group, it's an entire movement. And guess what? All of this is valued at over $13,000, but you get it for less than the price of a tank of gas. That's literally less than $2.50 a day. Hell, most of us are gonna spend $7 by 7 a.m. alone just on a cup of coffee. And you know I'm not lying. Now, I know the idea and the option of finally living financially free is worth way more than that to you. But I've worked tirelessly to make sure that this is super duper affordable for everyone so the playing field can finally get leveled and you are finally set up to win with your money. So don't wait. Join my rich friends today and let's start building your financial empire together. Go ahead and click the link in the description or the one that's pinned to the top of the comments and get ready to transform your whole life. I'll see you on the other side. Now this one's practical for every day. Looking poor actually protects you from wealth drainers. And this is one you might not really be thinking about, but it's so crucial. When people don't assume you have much, you're less of a target for what I call wealth drainers. These are what my mom would call hanger-ons, or people who latch on to other people just because they have money. And not necessarily just for handouts, but also for networking favors, constant pitches, and invitations to high-cost social circles that drain your time, energy, focus, and resources. By not flaunting your wealth, you are putting up a natural barrier. You don't become somebody's big payday. Think about all the rappers and music artists and athletes that just have random people hanging around just because they got a lot of money. But as soon as those people lose their money, where are those people to be found? They are literally nowhere. Instead, by keeping things low-key, and it helps to keep your circle way more genuine. And that lets you focus on people and projects that actually bring you value. And here's the truth. The more money you have, the more you're gonna need that level of protection. Back when I used to talk about my business a lot on my Facebook page, I remember getting DMs from people that I went to high school with who I hadn't talked to since high school, asking me to help them pay their bills. It was wild. It's like, I haven't heard from you in 15 or 20 years and I'm sorry, what? You've never slid in my DMs before, you've never reached out or anything, and now suddenly you have all this conversation about wanting me to help you pay your bills? Like, come on now, make it make sense. So moving along, let's talk about the big win here. When you look poor, you are actually free to build what I call a wealth infrastructure. This is the behind the scenes stuff that doesn't get the flashy accolades, but it's the backbone for true financial independence. I'm talking about diversified investments, assets in different places, passive income streams, multiple passive income streams, should I say, and the kind of backup plans that protect you no matter what the economy is doing. Building a wealth infrastructure means you're creating a safety net that's nearly invisible to everyone else, but is rock solid for you. It's the difference between feeling financially vulnerable and financially bulletproof. And when you keep a modest appearance, you're able to invest in these things without anyone questioning your choices or trying to derail your strategy. So here's the final takeaway. Looking poor isn't about self-denial or pretending to be something that you're not. And I'm not even suggesting that you walk around with tattered clothes looking homeless. None of that. Just play it cool, play it low key, just be normal basically. All the flashy stuff, all the pomp and circumstance, all it does is bring on a lot of problems. I mean, if you look at some of the wealthiest people in the world, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, even Michael Jordan, unless you know who they are, if they were just normal people walking down the street, you wouldn't even know that they were wealthy. They just like regular Joe Schmoes. Looking poor is about using this invisibility to create the financial security, freedom, and control that we all really want. Every time you pass on the pressure to quote unquote look rich, you're actually helping to build real wealth. And honestly, looking wealthy is really expensive in and of itself. Think about it. Designer clothes, designer bags, luxury cars. It's a lot. When you're not focused on buying all those things that are just going to depreciate in value anyway, you actually free up a ton of money that you can put into wealth building assets that will actually grow your money even more for you. So that way your money's working hard for you and you're not working hard for it. Before you go, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I am so grateful that you are here and I would love for us to stay connected. And don't forget to hit that bell for notifications so that every single time I drop a new video, you get notified about it. For even more practical lessons and to be surrounded by a community of people who are building 7 figures and beyond, join me and my rich friends. Again, the link is in the description and is pinned to the top of the comments. And don't forget to let me know in the comments, do you think it's better to look wealthy or to play it low key? I'll talk to you soon. Peace.